Hey guys, welcome to our brand new podcast. It is Nail Order Business Strategy.
In other words, no BS, where we cut through the BS and tell you all of our secrets. We don't gatekeep anything and tell you all the tricks of the trade.
Yeah, we are here to. Well, we've both been in the industry. We've both worked.
We've been around.
We've been around. We both had our own businesses. We've both been managers. We know a lot, and not all of it is success stories. Some of it is just learning.
Yeah, we know a lot and we know jack shit at the same time.
So yeah, we're just here to share everything with you: the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty,
the BS,
the BS. So yeah,
the good BS and the bad BS.
So why don't you? Well, this is my lovely Laura. So why don't you tell me a bit about yourself, Laura?
So if you don't know me already, I am Laura. I'm the marketing manager here at Nail Order. I've been working at Nail Order now for about 3 years. And I've been, prior to that, in the beauty industry for about 6 years. So I have a little bit of experience of marketing and a little bit of experience as well. And that merges together to create a lovely topic for a podcast. Safira, go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I'm new here at the Nail Order team. I've been working here literally for 1 month, but I am doing marketing. I'm running the TikTok. I'm doing the Winter Wednesdays. You might recognise me from there.
You're doing a lot. You've not been here for very long, but you're very good at the job, which is why you've been thrown into so many little different facets.
Do you know the thing is as well is like I love just being able to come in here and do something different every day. Like I always have a thing in my mind, like this is what I'm going to do today when I go to work. But actually it's never what I think it is. It's just something entirely different. But that's great for me.
Yeah, like today I walked into work thinking that I was going to catch up on content to do for the rest of the week while I'm away, and I'm doing a podcast. So
we love it. But yeah, I was also, before I came here, I was a general manager. So I have lots of business insights and knowledge that I think will be useful for this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm also a manager. I'm just a very bad one. So I'm still learning, which is why I think that it'll be good for me to
You're a great manager.
Oh, thanks. I think it'll be good for me to give people advice based on mistakes that I've made, because it's good to learn from other people's mistakes.
I think so too. Yeah. I think so too. There's things that I am really proud of and really good at, but there's things that like I wish I'd never done, but if they hadn't happened, then I wouldn't have learned from them. So
exactly. So do you want to get into the topic of today's podcast?
So today's topic, we thought we would talk about how to build a client base and how to maintain that client base, because it's probably one of the most important things in the beauty industry, because at the end of the day, the whole business is you. The whole business is your services and what you do. So people are going to come for you. So you need to be able to market that, get your customers in and keep them wanting to come back.
Yeah, so we're going to be specifically talking about social media to start off with, and how you can use social media to market your business in the best ways possible and maximize every platform that you can. So, in my opinion, if you're going to do social media to market a nail business or a beauty business in general, I would opt for TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah, I think you have to be on all of them. I think like in this day and age, you don't have a choice. You have to be able to put yourself out there and be willing to market yourself.
Yeah.
Not
unless you're someone that's been in the industry for decades and you've built up rapport with clients over a long period of time. If you're coming in new to the game, or you're maybe like a baby nail tech, you've been doing it for a year or so, you need to be maximizing these platforms to be able to maximize your client base.
Yeah, true. That's true. I didn't even consider like there's people that their business just runs like clockwork.
Yeah.
But you can do that as well. You just need to build a client base.
There is a point where you won't need to do this anymore. That happened to me. So like after like maybe 2 years of running my own beauty business, I no longer needed to like post on social media. But that initial startup, you need to be like really on it all the time. It actually got to a point where I would avoid posting on social media because I didn't want any more clients in. So it is like a long-term investment, a good startup investment to put all your time into marketing, just to get yourself known, get your name out there.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people as well, they kind of give up because they think, oh, I'm never going to be able to get there. But it does happen. You just need to put the work in.
Yeah. And that's it. It's putting the work in. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. You might randomly like think as well that you're doing really well, and then all of a sudden like you're not getting people booking in, but things change. Like you just need to kind of work as your business develops and grows. Like it will change, but you kind of just need to like grow with it.
Starting off, I would say make it fun. To me personally, building a brand is quite exciting and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember when you first did your lash course and then you made an Instagram page and you were trying to think of a concept and a logo?
Yeah.
To me, that's all quite exciting and like fun. Like it's a really
it
like
is fun.
yeah, it's like
Making
a cool
your
thing to do.
logo,
Mhm.
doing silly things as well, like just making your own branding, making stickers.
Mhm. Yeah. And like you can think of something that's really unique to you. One piece of advice I would say is that really, really think about it, because you don't want to have to rebrand because you decide 6 months down the line that you don't like what you've done, which is something that I done. That's a mistake that I made. So I definitely opted to cater for everyone else and not myself and what I wanted for my brand. So initially when I created my lash brand, I thought, oh, girls love pink. I mean, I don't love pink. You know me very well. When have you ever seen me wear pink?
Yeah, you're just like a goth gal through and through.
Yeah.
So
In my head, I was like, oh, people that go for lashes aren't really like that. So I'll just cater to what they want. So I made all of my branding like pink and purple, and I hated it. I really hated it. I hated looking at it, and it wasn't enjoyable for me to view myself, which kind of put me off doing it completely. If I had made a brand that was more reflective of what I wanted in my personal aesthetic, I would have enjoyed it so much more. So I eventually had to start rebranding everything that I was doing, and I did more sort of neutral black colours, like beige. And I know that's kind of boring, but it's what I wanted, and I was a lot happier with that in the end.
I didn't know that's why you rebranded. I
Yeah,
thought
I
you
just
just wanted
didn't
to
like
get
it.
your like name in it. I honestly just thought that's what intention was, but now that I'm thinking of it, like you totally did a full refresh.
I also changed my logo like 6 times because I just hated it every time.
That is the problem though when you're like very creative and sometimes you would just be like spending time like I'm just gonna make a new logo again.
Yeah.
I'm like that as well.
Because there was a period of time, I don't know if you remember this, but where everybody had like a cartoonized version of their face as their logo, and I jumped on that trend.
I think
And
that still is something that's very popular.
yeah, but I look back at it now and I'm like, ick.
You don't like it?
Oh
Oh no.
It comes across as like conceited in a way, like as if I love myself, which I didn't
love it.
at the
I
time.
think it's so cute. I think it's so cute.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're probably reading that into that like so much. Like I just love myself.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, but it's just like I jumped on the trend of what everybody was doing. But I kind of like, you always want to put yourself in the mind of a customer and how they're going to perceive you.
Yeah.
So consider that when you're doing your branding for your social.
Yeah. Another thing about social media is I think that people struggle. We kind of have covered this a wee bit, but finding your niche is so important, and it's more not just about yourself. It's about what are you actually offering. You could just say, "Oh, I'm offering nails," but what kind of nails are you offering? Like, what is your aesthetic? Are you wanting to do like Hailey Bieber clean girl aesthetic nails? Is that what you want to do, or do you want to do like XL extensions, or is it like a lot of fun art? Because depending on what you market yourself as, depends on the kind of customers you're going to get in. And if you do something that you don't particularly like Laura said, you're going to be stuck doing a certain thing that you probably aren't going to be as passionate about, as something that you won't love as much. So
Yeah, and like figure out what beauty treatment in particular it is that you specialize in. So if you do nails, lashes, brows, like establish which one it is that you're a specialist in, because you can't be good at everything. Like realistically, you can't be an expert in everything. There will be one thing that you've done a bit longer that you've got more experience in.
yeah, for
and
sure.
like highlight that more on your page, I would say.
So yeah, I think that's really important, and it also makes it easier for you to like say on TikTok you're going to make videos. It makes it so much easier to say, okay, I'm going to sit down and make a video about this and like show people what I'm doing. There's someone on TikTok I seen the other day who's doing it really well. His name's Ian, and he's basically taken polar powder that we sell, or like the cat eye trend, and he is like made it his whole brand, but he's doing it very well. He's called it the metallic manicure, which is so clever because people see that he specializes in that, does it really well. But he's used it to like create this whole brand where people want to go to him specifically for cat eye because they are like, he does it the best. So find something you're really good at and like just push that as much as you can.
Yeah, I think I'm quite guilty of thinking that I'm really good at everything sometimes. And that's a mistake that I've made where I just want to do, I think there was a point in my career where I wanted to do lashes, like lash extensions, lash lifts, brows, facials, and I wanted to be the best at all of it. But actually, if you go back and look at my photographs, there's a lot of them that aren't that great. Like
ones where you like face tuned like the the shit out of a photo to the point where the person's unrecognizable. I was guilty for that. And also it's quite offensive. Like as a customer, if you get a photo like that of yourself like up and it's like, why have they edited this photo of me like
like
that.
this edited the spots out and stuff like that on their face. No, I didn't do that, but I just mean like at the time I thought I was like shit hot at brow lamination. And then I look back at the photos recently and like whilst towards the end of my career they were all really good, the ones that I did starting out after I just passed my course were not the best.
Oh no.
And like I think I maybe had a sense of arrogance about me where I was like, I'm not charging enough for this because like I should be charging £30, £40 and I'm only charging 10, but it wasn't worth it. So like knowing your worth is really important about as well and being self-aware.
On the note of Instagram and taking photos and things and TikTok, I think we'll in another episode talk about things that might be really helpful for you guys, like hashtag research and
we can go into more detail depending on what the people want. Like, we'll just briefly cover a few things.
Yeah. So another platform that is really important is Facebook, and one of the things you can use on there that's really important for business, I'd say, is Facebook groups. I think for any business, it's really helpful to like go on to groups in your local community, and just join as many as you can. All those groups will have allowances for you to post business posts. So like it might be every Thursday, it might be every Monday, but if you keep note of those days and then you remind yourself every Monday I need to go on and promote my business, that's another great way and a free way to get new clients.
Yeah, like the Glasgow Gal Pal page, I always see people in there recommending their nail business. And people always are asking for recommendations on there as well. So make sure that you're popping into the comment section and recommending yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's something that a lot of people don't realise that they can do, and it's absolutely free. It takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like go to the client. Don't wait for the client to come to you.
Yeah, that you need to always be like proactively pushing yourself out there. Like I said, like it's your business, you're the brand. Like you need to put the work in.
Yeah, making socials isn't a one and done situation where you've made it and then you just leave it to sit there. Like you need to constantly be working on it and promoting yourself.
For sure.
So that's Facebook. Instagram, we talked about briefly, where you're like building a brand, creating a logo and stuff like that. It's a very visual portfolio, which is where you would have a lot of those brand colours and identity focus there. TikTok, thoughts for a beauty business to be on TikTok?
I think that if you want to kind of show the vibe or the fun or like your personality online, definitely you should use TikTok. It makes you seem more relatable and people might want to just come to you because it looks like, oh, I'll have a fun time there. It's also a good way to like share more in-depth videos about the services that you provide and
funny videos as well. Because we even get on the nail order TikTok people messaging us saying that they want to book in with us, not realising that we're a nail brand. So I can only imagine how much more like client interest you would get if you were actually a nail tech.
Yeah, for sure. And people want to be on TikTok just now. It's like the most popular platform in my opinion. Yeah, so
for all age demographics as well. Like it used to be just young ones on TikTok, but actually you'll notice like my mum's on TikTok.
I know, so is my mum. She's like constantly sharing stuff. It's always the AI generated cats.
Yeah. My mum is now like buying stuff on TikTok quite regularly and I'm like, oh, everyone's getting sucked into the TikTok shop hole.
Yeah. Yeah, don't neglect it, and don't think that just because you don't want to make videos you can't do it, because you can also just post carousels of like photographs. So you're like a week in a life of a nail tech and then a slide of all the nails that you've done that week.
I like the ones where they post carousels of the pictures of the nails and how much they charge for them.
Me too.
Or the carousels of pictures of the nails and their clients' jobs.
Yeah, or just their aesthetic or something like that. Yeah, it's just fun.
Wee unique personal things.
And also it's a great place to find things that are really trendy. So right now it's 3D nails, but I wouldn't know that personally if I wasn't on TikTok searching these things. So
yeah, it is good for finding out new trends. But regardless of how many platforms you're on, you need to make things super simple for people to book in. I'm very guilty of this. I personally hate having to message people to book in on social media.
Same. It's almost like they're creating an obstacle for you to book in.
Imagine every single person that is interested in your business is super duper lazy. Like lazy. Because most of us are. I'm very lazy and I want a link on your page that takes me to a booking system. And I want to be able to do that at my own time, because usually the time that I'm booking appointments, I'm not even joking, it's while I'm lying in bed at like 12 o'clock at night just before I go to sleep. So I know that if I have to message you, I'm not getting a reply at that time, and I wouldn't want to message someone at that time either, because it's kind of an invasion of their
I know, exactly. You'll think twice about it. You wouldn't actually send a message, and by the time you remember, you're too busy to actually book in.
Exactly. So I would even say, even for newbies, to have a booking system of some kind. There's different ones that you can get for different things. I know that Polish Pad is a great one, especially for newbies. That's specifically for nail technicians. But if you're just in the beauty industry, there's ones like Ovatu, Fresha, Booksy. That Booksy was the one that I used personally. Have a look at all of them because they'll all have different aspects to them where maybe one's got high fees, maybe one's a flat fee, maybe one's free, but they'll all offer different things. So depending on what stage you are in your business, pick one that works for you. But I think it is imperative to have one.
Yeah, I'd say so too. And all of them, well, actually, I don't know about all of them, but I know for a fact like Booksy has a place where people can literally just download the Booksy app and find services, which is great for people like me who are very last minute with some services. And say you had a random Tuesday where you had an appointment to fill, that's a great way to get a customer in.
Booksy sponsor us. It is great because you get traffic from it because it's an app and people are on it. They'll be looking for someone on there rather than a social media platform. So
I'd say
both is good.
It definitely works. Just on the thing as well, you were saying about making obstacles for your customers, like making it easy to book in could be as simple as filming a video about how to get into the salon. See Central Chambers in town. I don't know what to compare that to if you don't live here, but it's basically this big building where there's like tons and tons of buildings. Yeah, inside. And it can take like 10 minutes to find.
It's like a maze.
Yeah, but a lot of people here that do beauty work in Central Chambers, so knowing exactly where to go in there makes
If you want your clients to turn up on time, you want to give them instructions very clearly and visual how to get there.
Exactly. I'm not saying that like if you do beauty in like a shed in your back garden, like to send the exact coordinates.
Yeah.
don't post them. But if it's particularly difficult to get to or the parking's not easy, then make those instructions clear because then you're making it so simple for your customer to book in. Mm-hmm. Personally, that's something that I care about when I'm booking in. Another important thing to use is Google Maps. You might not think it's important, especially if you're like working within a salon, but putting yourself on maps means that anyone can find you and say someone finds you on Instagram and then they went on Google Maps to find you. It's just so much. It's basically what we were talking about, like making it easier for your customers to get to you. And also on there, you can post like shop front. You can post, obviously people will leave reviews and things for you there. You can post like a description and things. So definitely not one to miss out on if you haven't considered it already.
Yeah, and that means, I take it if you're on Google Maps, it means that if a client wants to find you, they can just put your address in via there and it'll take you straight to the salon.
Yeah, exactly. It'll make it so much easier for a customer to get to you.
Yeah. So maybe if you're working from your house, don't do that. But if you have a salon, like a public space.
Exactly. I'm not saying like if you work in at your house, like here's the coordinates
don't
to my living
yourself.
room. Yeah, there's definitely like a time and a place for it, but definitely get yourself on Google Maps.
Yeah. So next up, we need to talk about maintaining the client base once you've built it.
Yeah, I know it's all well and good to get customers through the door, but there's things that you need to do to make sure that they keep coming back and back and back. And you will actually have customers that might not ever come back again. It might just be like a one and done situation. But
yeah, that's it. It's accepting that you won't keep every customer, but you want to keep the good ones. So learning how to do that. I really like the point you made earlier about taking notes.
Yeah, so I watched this TikTok. It was a woman, I can't remember who it was. I tried to find the video earlier. But basically she was talking about things that she wished that she'd done in her 20s that she learned in her 30s. Really good life advice. One of them was that she said that whenever she met up with a friend, she would, whatever they talked about, she'd leave a note about it in her phone. So like, Claire just had a baby. Claire just...
Imagine needing to write a note about that though.
I know. It's a really bad example.
I meet up with you after 4 weeks, like
Claire
forgetting that you had a baby. Well, let me just refer to my notes. What does Sophia get up to? Oh, she had a baby. How's the baby?
It was a girl, right? Okay, really terrible example, but more like, your friends just met a new guy, or it might be like a friend that you've not seen in a long time. But basically, I thought you should consider your clients like that because you might not see your clients for like months at a time.
Yeah, I would forget a client had a baby.
Yeah.
Not a friend, so that is actually really good advice.
And just like little things about themselves, maybe that client doesn't like to talk too much, maybe that client comes in specifically for a really specific service that you don't really do a lot of, so like XL stiletto, so that client books in, you check their notes, I need to order some of that stuff in because I don't have it. That person has an allergy.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like a client record card basically, but also taking notes about little things just to prompt conversation, because what people might not realise stepping into the beauty industry, and I kind of like expected it, but maybe not to the degree that I did. When you're back to back busy all day with clients, you're talking, and it's really easy to forget things and like ask the same questions over and over again. So having a note of things that that client has said to you is going to make it 10 times easier when they come in next. And like you say, you can prompt it with like, how's the baby doing? Because I genuinely would, like, if a client maybe that's only came a couple of times said to me that they had a baby like last month, I would forget that piece of information.
I know. And see, whenever I go for appointments, I talk to whoever's doing my appointment like they're my best friend. But that's just the kind of client I am. I like to have a conversation. I like to have a good chat when I'm in. It makes the appointment go faster. I actually just hate sitting getting a service done for too long. That is honestly why. But when they remember the little things about me, like it makes the appointment so much more special, and then I will remember to go back. But people forget that, like, you literally are a beauty therapist. Like, girls come to just have some time to wind down and vent, and
whether you like it or not, you end up like giving them some kind of therapy.
Yeah. So knowing those things is really important, I'd say.
So you can take notes on like a notebook or a record card, but some booking systems, like we talked about, will have like little note sections as well, which will prompt you when their appointments coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this person got married last week, or this person did this, and gives you something to chat about, like a wee icebreaker.
Yeah, I love that.
And that maintains great relationships.
For sure. So on that note, what do you think about loyalty cards?
I hate them. I'm vehemently against them.
I think that they are great.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me why you think they're so great?
Right. No matter what, it is always going to be cheaper to keep a customer than to find a new one. Like, just the stats have proven that for a fact. So if you can offer your customers an incentive to come back to you, it will still be cheaper than finding a new client, in my opinion. But again, it does, I suppose, depend on what it is you're offering for free. So like, it might be like, a lot of people do it, your 4th appointment, you'll get it for free, for instance. Mm-hmm. But, well, you tell me your opinion.
That is something that I always agree with. It depends what you're offering them. So what I see all the time is that, like, it's a loyalty card. Well, this is what I had, and it was like 10 appointments. On your 10th appointment, you get free service. Like, you get your last service for free. Yes, people were coming through it and stamping them, and it was keeping them coming back. But I was also noticing it was the clients that were coming back anyway. So I ended up spending like 2 hours of my time on their last appointment for free and earning no money for it, which was not good. However, there probably is a way to do it where you could offer them something a little bit less expensive.
Yeah, so, or maybe even another service that you offer that they've not tried.
Yeah, it's trying to find something that is of good value to both of you without wasting your time and your money.
I know.
But also a good incentive for them. So like, maybe if I was a nail tech, I would have a loyalty card as a beginner, and just do like a free cuticle oil at the end of your 5th appointment or something like that.
Yeah, I think as a beginner, it's a different story, because I think as a beginner, you need to be comfortable with the fact that you might be doing a lot of free work. And I know that some people are like, no, I'm not going to do free work, but I think it's really important to do that when you just start out, because number one, you need the experience. Number two, people aren't
going to have nothing to offer.
Yeah. Sorry.
But we've both been in that situation, so it's okay for us to say that. We've both been.
Yeah, I've done so many free sets, but it was because I wanted to build my portfolio and get nice photos. And
you can't expect someone to pay their hard-earned money. Like, we all work really hard. We know how much these things cost. You can't expect them to pay premium price for a entry-level service.
It doesn't even need to be free. It could be like heavily discounted.
So I am against them for established beauty experts. You don't need to be doing loyalty cards.
I know, I see so many people that do loyalty cards that definitely don't need to be doing them.
No, that's where I'm against it, because it's like, you're going to keep that client based on other reasons, not a card. But if you're a beginner in the industry and you're really struggling, yes, I would say you can have them, but don't be offering a free service at the end of it, is my advice.
Yeah.
Like, offer free services at the beginning to build your portfolio to get the clients in. Then once you have them, maybe give them a loyalty card and they get a free cuticle oil at the end of it or something.
I think what people don't realise as well is, like, if they're handing out these loyalty cards, say that they hand out 10 loyalty cards in 1 week, and then those customers come back every like 4 weeks consistently, There might be a week at the end of it where you are literally doing a full week of unpaid work.
Yeah, and that's why I hated it so much, because that happened to me. I stupidly gave all of these loyalty cards out to customers at the exact same time, not realising in my thick brain. Oh, Alexa's talking to me. Yeah, I stupidly gave all these loyalty cards out to everyone at the same time, not realising that they would all be coming back at the same freaking time.
Because you're
And
doing
then,
like the same service pretty much.
by the 4 or 5 week mark, I'd be doing a week's worth of lashes for free.
Yeah.
And I hated myself for it. I was like, why have I done this to myself?
I
And
know,
that's
but,
where I'm like,
how are you
please
gonna?
learn.
You got bills to pay. Like,
I know, learn from my mistakes. Don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that.
offer a free service at the end of it. It's so dumb. Like, I can't believe I've done that.
yeah, you could even offer like a slightly discounted service, or
Yeah, maybe like £5 off, which is usually what a client would tip you anyway. Well, sometimes. So, yeah, or a free cuticle oil. I think the cuticle oil is a good one for a nail tech, because that's going to help the customer's retention.
Exactly, and it will also help that they might love that cuticle oil and keep buying more from you.
Exactly.
Like, you need to think about things that are going to help your business, not
not make you
be
hate your business.
Yeah, your detriment to yourself.
Yeah. There's so many mistakes I've made in the beauty industry because I didn't have access to people on social media at the time helping me and guide me. So that's why I really like the idea of these podcasts.
So many things that you would do when you just start out that you look back and you think, why the hell did I ever do that? It's like when you get people, this is for another episode, but like when you get people demanding things from you and you're just like, okay, because you want the business and you want to do well, but
the amount of times that I would let people walk all over me until it got to a point where I realised my worth.
Yeah.
But let's get into that another day.
We'll do that another time. How to establish boundaries as a businesswoman.
Yes, 100%. The last point that I wanted to make about maintaining a client base is giving grace. I feel like I'm a stickler for the rules, right? And policies are policies, and I think it's really important to have them. But I also kind of low-key think it's okay to bend the rules sometimes for certain clients who are loyal to you.
Yeah.
To maintain that loyalty.
I know, especially if you've known them for years. Say you've been doing it for years and then they message you like, there's been an emergency. I know that there are some people out there that actually would still charge them the price of the appointment, which I get and I totally understand because you're going to lose out money from that. So, like, you're not wrong for doing that.
It's not wrong at all.
It's not wrong, but also, like...
Be open-minded to maybe giving some grace.
It will help you with your relationship with your customer for sure. And like, you never know, that customer might actually just send you the money for the appointment or something.
Yeah.
You never know.
Usually the loyal customers will just send you anyway.
Exactly.
So a recent example I have is my hair appointment. I mean, I've been really stressed out the past like month or so. Just had a lot going on. And you know that way when your brain's thinking of a million things at once and you're not really focused on anything?
Mm-hmm.
I had a hair appointment booked, but I put it in my calendar for the wrong time because I was obviously
booking
it in.
I didn't know that.
So I ended up turning up late and I was like crying and everything. It was like a horrible situation. So I was just so like disappointed in myself because I really wanted my hair done.
I know.
And
by the way, does her hair not like eat so nice?
So I tried to pay her the money. I was like, no, it's like a matter of principle. Like, I'll pay the money in full and then I'll come back and book another appointment. She was like, don't bother. Like, I'm not taking it. Like, she was like really, really nice about it.
But you'll remember that.
And and she even said to me, she was like, I know you've got really bad anxiety and you'll probably beat yourself up about this. Just make sure that you do book in for your next appointment. Like, I want to see you. And then she was like, and you need your hair done. And that was such a lovely experience. It was a very human experience. Like, just realising we all fuck up, it's okay, and to give people some grace sometimes. And like, that's a hairdresser that I've been going to for a very, very long time now. I mean, I'm not there often, but she granted me that grace and that made me feel really good and really confident to book back in again with her. But at the same time, I'm not saying let everybody walk all over you. You know, sometimes people make mistakes and be open-minded to granting them that wee bit of grace, and that does help build relationships as well. I
know. Take me, for example. Like, I double booked my lashes and my hair on Wednesday, but what I ended up having to do was cancel my appointment for my lashes. But like, if I knew that I could message and say, oh no, I've messed up, can you help me out? Knowing that like they'll be able to make that change for me would have been the difference of an appointment or not. So sometimes it is worthwhile to be that way so people know.
Don't let people walk all over you, but also remember we're all human as well.
Yeah, I like that. Nice.
It's a nice
I
note.
knew you were such an angel. Have we missed anything?
No, I think there's a lot of things that we could probably go into like a lot more detail about, but it's just knowing what the people want to hear. So
I know.
Maybe you guys in the comments could let us know what you want to see from us next, because there's lots of little like niche pieces of information that we would like to give out. But
we could talk about marketing. We could talk about our own experiences. We could tell you stories.
I really want to talk about mistakes. I think that that's a good one. But I don't know, is that something you guys want to hear? I'd love to share a lot of the mistakes I've made so that you guys can learn from them. But if there's anything in particular that you're interested in, please just let us know.
I know. Leave comments below. We want to know. We know we could even do a Q&A.
Yeah.
Anything. This has been gifted to us. From the nail art of gods. Plus. You know what sound have you?
Anywho.
I know.
Sign us out.
Anywho. Thank you so much for joining us on this No BS podcast. Hopefully there'll be lots more. Or you'll never see this again. One or the other.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get a notification the next time we upload.
Bye guys.
I learned that from YouTubers that I watch.
Yeah. Intro was fine. I think we can stop recording.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was fine. Sorry for the word bomb.